Hello students, welcome back to another class of cytoskeleton. In our previous lecture we studied about the cytoskeleton, which is a system of filaments and tubules that is present in the cytoplasm of eukaryotic cells. As I mentioned in my earlier lecture, we will take up each component of cytoskeleton separately. So today we will start with one component of the cytoskeleton, that is microtubules. Microtubules are one of the principal components that form part of the cytoskeleton, and together with the microfilaments and intermediate filaments they provide structure and shape to the cytoskeleton. They also make up the internal structure of cilia and flagella. They provide platforms for intracellular transport, and they are also involved in a variety of cellular processes which include the movement of secretory vesicles, the organelles, the intracellular macromolecular assemblies. They are also involved in cell division and are major constituents of the mitotic spindles which are used to pull the eukaryotic chromosomes apart. The microtubules, they were first observed in the exoplasm of the myelinated nerve fibers by Robertis and Franchi. They give them the name of the neurotubules. The exact nature of the microtubules was brought into light by Sabatini, Bench and Barnett in 1963. The microtubules, they are formed from molecules of tubulin, each of which is a heteromere. Heteromeres means they are two different molecules consisting of two closely related and tightly linked globular polypeptides known as the A tubulin and B tubulin. Although the tubulin is present in all the eukaryotic cells, but the most abundant source for the biological studies is the vertebrate brain. The extraction procedures yield 10 to 20% of the total soluble protein in brain as tubulin, reflecting the unusually high density of microtubules in the elongated processes of nerve cells. Coming to the structure of microtubule, they consist of a long unbranched hollow tubules having 13 longitudinal repeating units. They are known as the protofilaments. The repeating 13 longitudinal units, they are known as the protofilaments. The protofilaments have a center to center spacing of 4.5 nanometer. Application of negative staining techniques show that the microtubules have a lumen of 14 nanometer wide and protofilament or subunit structure in their wall. Now in this diagram we can see the microtubule which shows the packing of tubulin molecules to form a cylindrical wall. Here the A portion, this shows the cross section of the 13 tubulin molecules, the subunits of the protofilaments. The B part, this portion, this is the side view of the microtubule with the tubulin molecules aligned into rows of protofilaments. Each protofilament is composed of a series of tubulin molecules which are the alpha and the beta heterodimers. The C portion of the figure, this portion shows the assembly and disassembly of the microtubules. The microtubules are in disassembly at the bottom. Here they are disassembling, but at the top portion they show the assembly. The microtubules are simultaneously assembling at the top. Now again, this figure also shows the structure of tubulin dimers and the organization into microtubules. This is the protofilament. Microtubular helical structure is visible here. These are the yellow part is the alpha tubulins and the green part is the beta tubulins. Therefore, this is the heterodimer. Again, structure of tubulin monomers and their organization in the microtubules. We can see that the alpha tubulin is bound to the GTP and beta tubulin to the GDP. Arrangement of the protofilaments in a singlet, doublet and triplet microtubules. This is a singlet microtubule. These are the doublet microtubules which are found in cilia and flagella. We will study the structure of cilia, flagella, centrioles in our future lectures. This is the triplet. A, B and C. They are present in the basal bodies and centrioles. Again, we will study the structure of centrioles and basal bodies in our next lectures. Now, what is the chemical composition? Each protofilament consists of the major protein tubulin, as we have seen, and the microtubule associated proteins known as the MAPs. The tubulin is a dimer, as we have seen, consisting of alpha and beta tubulin, each containing 450 amino acids. Each tubulin contains 450 amino acids. Now, each subunit of the tubulin dimer, it can bind one molecule of GTP, as we saw in the structure above. The GTP in a alpha subunit is non-hydrolyzable, whereas the beta subunit is exchangeable with the free GTP and is hydrolyzable. The microtubule organizing centers. All the microtubules are nucleated from structures known as the microtubular organizing centers. The negative end or the minus end of the microtubule stays anchored in the MTOCs, that is the microtubular organizing centers. In the interface cells, the MTOCs is known as the centrosome and it is located near the nucleus, producing a radial array of microtubules with their plus ends towards the cell periphery. At the time of cell division, the reorganization of microtubule takes place to form a bipolar spindle for the segregation of copies of the duplicated chromosomes. In cilia and flagella, the microtubules are assembled from an MTOC called the basal body. Okay. The centrosomes in animal cells, however, consist of a pair of orthogonally arranged cylindrical centrioles which are surrounded by apparently amorphous material called the pericentriolar material. The white tubulin ring complex present in the pericentriolar material is an important component for the nucleating cytoplasmic microtubule array. Now, this diagram again shows the microtubules which are assembled from the MTOCs. This is the centromere. These are the spindle poles, this end and this point. This is the cell body which shows the axon, the dendrions and the MTOC region, and this is the basal body. These are the references. You can consult these books for this topic. So, today we studied the structure and chemical composition of the microtubules. Tomorrow we will take up the microtubular part second. In that we will study the microtubular dynamics.